Avatars, Aliens, and Self-Actualization Within the Matrix, Part 7, The Recovery Mission, a wisdom teaching from the Intergalactic Alliance of Light Beings, with Canadian psychic medium Tracey Milne. Greetings, friends. Let's pick up where we left off and discover together just who are the 144,000. Why have they incarnated to be awakened at this time of massive change within our global community? And how is it that starseeds and lightworkers fit into this picture? I hope you find this information as enlightening as I have. Enjoy. Question: who are the 144,000 and how do starseeds and lightworkers fit into that group? The group known as the 144 represent the Starseed Lightworker contingency. You're considered super avatars in the current platform because you have chosen to limit the number of avatars you created in an effort to keep your God spark as undiluted as possible. And you're currently playing from what is known as your heroic avatar. This fuller version of consciousness mix is a part of what has allowed you to become activated on your soul journey through your deep inner knowing. Your capacity to utilize multiple avenues for intuitive information gathering has assisted you in full memory retrieval, including your astral abilities and intuitive connections to your guides and to Source. Question: who are the Starseed Lightworkers in higher dimensions? You are part of a group of volunteers who have come into the game platform with the sole purpose of helping to create new timeline probabilities, anchor that energy into the Earth hologram creation field platforms, while resisting, overriding, dismantling, or ignoring Dark Fleet contamination agendas. You are building a bridge of light away from the Dark Fleet's extinction timeline and into new fields of Source potential life-sustaining timelines. By consciously choosing in each moment of your now to act from a place of Source love, not fear. Question: what extinction event are you speaking of? The truth is, we have already experienced the Dark Fleet's desired outcome in another timeline, and even their own oversouls want out of the game. The experiment failed. Life for humanity failed to thrive under cyborg consciousness infestation and through sterilization caused by overzealous genetic manipulation. Question: will starseeds have incarnated upon the Earth platform before now? Yes, starseeds here are a part of many galactic groups who participated in helping to establish a rich and diverse living library of various life forms, brought here from neighboring regions as part of the overall experience. Long before the Dark Fleet invasion, star tribes from Sirius B, the Pleiades, Alpha Centauri, and Epsilon Eridani, and many others all came and went over the vast periods of growth and exploration known to your people as the time of Lemuria. So even if it's been millions of years since your last visit, you are home in a sense and helping Earth move back into the light. You as a soul still carry the DNA soul memory codes of that time. You remember what an uncontaminated Earth looks and feels like. You remember life before the Draco, before the Abraxas and the Mantids. Some of you even hold soul memories of your lifetimes within the Lyra star system up in the 12th to 10th gates, before the game got changed and that system got eliminated for a time from the entire holographic board. Starseed Lightworkers are there helping to create a new outcome by creating an alternative timeline through your focused heart's desires. Question: why did we have to incarnate to make the timeline shift a success? It can only be done within the game. What can be programmed above must be lived out below through your free will choices. It can be no other way. As Earth DNA memory was required for reactivating the shut down portions of your memory programs in order for you to become more fully back into alignment with who you really are on a soul level, while incarnate in physical form. You had to hold, then transmit the new energies into the fields around you and the earth beneath you in order to effectively make the full timeline shift a more permanent option. What you call the 144 are the ground crew, activating and actualizing the ethereal recovery programs known as Plan A and Plan B. Question: can you explain Plan A and Plan B? What part do starseeds and lightworkers play in these plans? Plan A and Plan B was formed by the Universal Council, the founder parents, and the university classmates ready to leave the game, but unable to go because parts of them had become enmeshed and entangled within the false light program consciousness traps. Plan A and Plan B are akin to soul rescue missions. In order for your group to succeed, many starseeds and lightworkers were enlisted to return light back to the holographic earth fields and to help the lost players find their way back out of the game platform. These are beings we refer to as the Starseeds and Lightworker contingency. There are 144,000 of the original Earth players, plus 3 additional teams of 144,000, all here helping to fulfill Source's divine will to set the people of the Milky Way free from the tyrannical overreach of the Dark Fleet players. Question: what do you mean 4 groups of 144? There are 144,000 original Earth Light Team players who were connected to Earth at some point in their conscious evolution. These are the Earth's Lightworkers. There are also a team of 144,000 light players who traveled back into Earth's past in order to initiate necessary changes at the point of consciousness contamination within their soul monads' Earth ancestors. These are the starseeds, as well as 288,000 off-world support team members. Each of these groups will have soul team members, some incarnate on the planet and some off, offering our support from the ethereal platforms of the game. Those incarnate are your kindred spirits, soulmates, soul brothers and sisters, sometimes even your children or pets, are part of this energetic spiritual support team who volunteered to help you stay grounded and on track with your soul mission. Question: how many of the original 144,000 Earth players are incarnated now in 2022? All of you. If you were here when the takeover began, you have volunteered to clean up the mess that many inadvertently and unknowingly contributed to manifesting into the platform through deception or by default. This incarnation is offering you all an opportunity to embody the law of responsibility, a 9th through 11th density consciousness. Question: when did these starseed avatars start incarnating into the playground? This is a difficult question to answer, as time is only seen as linear from your current conscious processing. The starseeds and lightworkers awake at this juncture began to be born into the Earth field's reality, starting as early as 1922 and peaking in 2002, whose God sparks come from what you would perceive as your future self. Some, like you, will have gone far, far back along the timeline of what you perceive as your past in order to stop the thought form infection from overtaking your soul's evolutionary ancestral line when it first appears. So some of you have been here for what you would perceive as thousands of years. Earth herself is billions of years old, and she has a long history, with many civilizations utilizing her classroom for their soul expansion needs. Question: why did the Dark Fleet want the Earth so much? What makes Earth so special? It is because the Earth possesses special jump points that allow a player to progress to the higher density platforms without doing the soul-searching work. That's how she became the focus of those who wish to overtake this time matrix. You see, if they could throw Earth into total shadow, they could bypass the 4th and 5th, skipping straight up to the 6th and 7th, where instant manifestation is possible, and they would have been able to instantly manifest their evil intentions as long as they could love being evil. Question: why were starseeds recruited for the correction? Are they a different kind of soul? Yes and no. You're unique in your capacity as a group of energy experts in managing to hold love in your hearts long enough and frequently enough to break past the limiting frequencies installed by the dark AI. With your conscious awareness in order to connect directly with and work directly with source energies. Question: how is it that starseeds can accomplish this activation? This is part of your expertise as an individual soul or God spark who is also part of a larger family or monad in what you would perceive as galactic form. You're good at figuring out how to dismantle broken systems from within the matrix and build better replacement ones instead. You know that your conscious focus creates within the classroom hologram, and your DNA soul blueprint is what connects you to the Earth's templates and source, as well as to reactivate your dormant Earth DNA memory files. Question: what makes starseeds such expert system busters? Your tenacity, your heart, your love of source, and your experience in being able to see through the illusions of the Dark Fleet program is just part of what makes starseeds such good system busters. You are there on a mission of love, not war. You are there to stand up to the bullies in the neighborhood until they stop trying to steal everything that isn't nailed down or break everything they cannot own. Question: what is our current mission as these ultimate avatars? To heal your soul wounds and triggers, forgive yourself and others for perceived mistakes, release the vibration of judgment from your base vibrational frequency platform. Love yourself and others the best you can. Embrace the knowingness that everything seen and unseen is made of source particles, even the shadows, and shine your light in authenticity and joy. Do what you're inspired to do to help others around you find their way back to the heartlands more easily. That is all. And remember, this change is happening through you, not to you, and you're almost through the hardest part of your recovery mission. Question: this mission sounds difficult. Why would we volunteer for such a task? Extra credit, if you will. In a sense, your soul is giving back to life all you feel you have gained from having life experiences. Your soul volunteered when you received the news that help on Earth was needed. You planned your course working with the Universal Council and your own guides and advisors. Much focus was used to map the exact pivotal space-time intersection where the contaminated thought pattern was set into your ancestral DNA memory template programs. You incarnated into the earth fields, even though you knew you would have to relive some unpleasant ancestral life experiences because you have identified what shadow programs had contaminated your oversoul's consciousness mix. Your God Spark has chosen to take the responsibility for healing the results of the distortion in order to remove it from your oversoul's consciousness mix. By doing so, you're changing the game in your now, all in an effort to preserve the entire Earth human species and to free beloved soul friends and soul family trapped within the game. From our perspective, you're doing great. The positive timeline trajectory is locked in and set for ascension, course through the 9th gate and home. Question: how is this time jumping made possible? To discover the answer to this question and many more, stay tuned for Avatars, Aliens, and Self-Actualization Within the Matrix, Part 8. Until then, thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed this message, check out the rest of our series, brought to you by WhatComesNextForYou.com, galactic guidance, and so much more. What comes next for you? What's in your future?